let's finish off with the #1 record right around Australia at this very time. This is William Shakespeare with My Little Angel.
It was on a cold December afternoon. Doesn't seem that long ago.
Will Shakespeare at the height of his fame. In the mid-70s, glitter rock was all over the international charts and Australian producers wanted a piece of the action. So they turned a working-class boy from Sydney's inner west into a successful hit machine. But all this was a long time ago. Today, William Shakespeare is at the very least a survivor. His singing career's over, but the fact that he's lived to tell the tale is remarkable. His real name's John Cave, and he's endured years of unemployment and depression.
When I look back at my scrapbook of madness, and I go through it and I think, somehow, I think, did I really do all that? Did I do all that? I went just so fast. All of a sudden, William Shakespeare had come and gone. So all of a sudden the dream was over.
And the nightmare began. Alcohol and depression took over and Will Shakespeare became a homeless person sleeping in a park.
What you may not realise is that the music business can be fantastic for people who write great songs or compose music scores. If your work is popular, then music royalties can continue to roll in for years and years afterwards. However, if you purely play an instrument, then your future can be limited. As you get older, well-paid work can be harder and harder to find. And it's particularly hard for singers. John didn't write any of his hits, so he gets no royalties. His voice earned him money for a while in pub bands, but soon even that work dried up.
Musicians simply don't make enough money to put any away, and the lifestyle being what it is means that they continue an unstable life, and when they get sick they don't have the support or the resources around them to help them get through any illness or any hard time at all.
Lindy Morrison is a familiar name to anyone who has an interest in the Australian music business. She was the drummer in the hugely successful band The Go-Betweens. Now she's the National Coordinator of Support Act Limited. It's a benevolent organisation funded by profits from the music business. It provides relief to musicians who are in need or suffering hardship or distress. Will Shakespeare's been a client for around 4 years.
I'd heard about him in 2001. I'd heard that he was living next to the St George's Leagues Club in a ticket booth in an oval there.
Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm very fond of John. He can be very annoying, but he's also a very sweet man and a very generous man. And he's suffered a lot, and he still suffers a lot. And that the demon of alcohol is going to be with him, and we just need to see he keeps a roof over his head. And we pay his bills, we pay his electricity, we pay his gas, we pay anything that comes up, phone bill, pay his phone bill, and just to make sure that he is going to be comfortable. Gee whiz, so have you got some milk in the fridge? Can I get some milk,
yes,
please?
in the fridge, yes, most definitely.
Have you been eating?
Yes, dear.
John has no family, he suffers from acute depression, he's always suffered from acute depression. He's used alcohol to get over that. He was also a victim of the whole Chelmsford Hospital debacle, where he was put to sleep for some weeks to try to cure his depression.
The deep sleep therapy at Chelmsford Hospital in the 70s led to one of the greatest medical scandals in Australian history. Dr. Harry Bailey sedated patients for weeks at a time to try to cure them of various mental health problems and addictions. It didn't work.
When I went through a real state of depression, or a state most probably of panic attack, I was in 1978 when my career started to collapse a little bit, Well, I was, drinking pretty heavily, and then I was in there for 3 weeks, And it was just horrifying to see what I saw.
In terms of his drinking, a man like John is not ready to go into rehabilitation, and although we would always try to work towards that, what John and I want is that John has a roof over his head and that his bills are paid, and that John can stay clean and as healthy as he can within the limits of how he lives his life.
John Cave is not alone. There are musicians and singers right around the country who have fallen victim to the cruel reality of the music business.
Because they don't have any money. They've no money at all. All these people are on pensions. They don't have bank accounts. They don't own houses. You know, the cars, if they've got cars, they're absolute crap. They're falling apart and they can't afford the rego, you know, and they can't afford insurance or anything like that. You're talking about people who absolutely have nothing. So my main concern is keeping them warm, housed, and the electricity on. Support Act Limited doesn't want to judge the musicians who come to us for help. We just want them to live their lives with dignity.